I know you doubt me. I know you always have.
September 21st, 1937, J.R.R. Tolkien's novel, The Hobbit, was published by the British publishing house of George Allen and Unwin. Publication marked a seminal moment in fantasy literature that paved the way for the Lord of the Rings series of books. Movies and television series followed a few decades later. The Hobbit follows the journey of Bilbo Baggins, a quiet and unadventurous hobbit who meets the wizard Gandalf and a group of 13 dwarves led by Thorin Oakenshield.
I'm looking for someone to share in an adventure.
Bilbo joins them on a quest to reclaim the dwarves' lost homeland, the Lonely Mountain, and its treasure from the dragon Smaug.
You will unite or you will fall.
Along the way, they face numerous challenges, including trolls, goblins, wolves, and giant spiders.
What have we done?
In one key moment, Bilbo separates from the group and discovers a magical ring that grants him invisibility. He also meets the creature Gollum, who possesses the ring but unknowingly loses it to Bilbo. Eventually, this motley group defeats Smaug, and the dwarves reclaim the mountain. But their greed for the treasure causes tension with the locals, who also seek compensation for their losses. A conflict nearly erupts until an even greater threat attacks, making fast friends out of near foes. Bilbo, having completed the adventure, returns home to the Shire, forever changed by his experiences, but now content to live a peaceful life again. The underlying themes of The Hobbit by J.R.R. Tolkien are rich and varied, exploring concepts of heroism, friendship, growth, and the battle between good and evil. Here are 3 lessons for the modern investor from the lands of Middle-earth. Number 1, the hero's journey, it's not for everyone. Bilbo Baggins begins as a timid, comfort-loving hobbit, but evolves into a brave and resourceful hero. The novel follows his transformation through trials, highlighting the theme of growth through adventure and adversity. And yet, when all is said and done, and believe me, in Tolkien's works, plenty is said and written, Bilbo decides to return to a quiet life and forget all about adventures. Bilbo Baggins was initially all for taking risks to get worldly and perhaps even wealthy, the rewards seemingly well worth it. Then he endured those very risks and found the rewards insufficient to make him ever do it again. Understanding the risk premium, which is how much you would need to earn in return for exposing yourself or your funds to peril, is the key for those of us who are merely risking our personal fortunes and not our lives. Over the long term, taking on more risks should mean bigger rewards than taking few or more moderate ones. Otherwise, there's no incentive to leave the Shire at all. If you can't handle the periodic adventures to the downside, then it is okay to avoid them. Stay home. Be boring. But realize that without some risk, your overall returns are destined to be boring too. And so might the retirement for which you are saving.
Out of the frying pan and into the fire.
Number 2, greed has its consequences. The desire for treasure, particularly the hoard of the dragon Smaug, represents the destructive power of greed. Thorin's obsession with reclaiming his ancestral wealth leads to conflict and tragedy, emphasizing how material greed can corrupt even noble causes. Investors tend to worry about risk only when markets are frothy, and they focus on returns when the bourses are becalmed. They forget that the two are related. In other words, being greedy increases your risks, typically at all the wrong times. Lesson 3, you can't control all of the variables. Chance and fate play a significant role in this novel, especially when Bilbo finds the One Ring. Tolkien emphasizes the role of unseen forces guiding events for a greater purpose. This theme carries into the Lord of the Rings trilogy, where Bilbo's discovery of the ring has far-reaching consequences. As an investor, your decisions also have future consequences. So be sure you know what you can control, planning, strategies, tactics, versus what you can't, politics, market forces, volatility. Focus on getting that one ring, that one thing, right. The relationship formed among Bilbo, the dwarves, and characters like Gandalf underscore the importance of companionship and good counsel. These bonds give Bilbo the strength to face his fictional challenges, but a good relationship with an advisor can help you as an investor face your own challenges in the real world.
I cannot do this alone.